Give me a D and a G. It's the Dawg and Gus Show. It's the Dawg and Gus Show.
Hey, Dawg, your beard's looking flickin' great, my man.
Thanks, Gus. I've been using the Bush Beard Wash.
The what now?
At Bush Beard, they know that every man with a beard is a unique beardo. And that's why they offer a wide range of products to cater to every beard's needs. Whether you have a long and luscious mane or prefer to keep it short and sharp, their products will help you achieve that perfect look.
From the nourishing beard oil and balm to the refreshing beard wash, their products are made with all natural local ingredients to keep that beard healthy, soft, and lustrous. The beard comb and brush are designed to detangle and shape your beard, making sure you always look your best.
At Bush Beard, they're dedicated to providing the best possible grooming experience for all the beardos out there. So why settle for an average beard when you can have a glorious, well-groomed one? Try Bush Beard products today and unleash the full potential of your beard.
Be sure to use Dawg and Gus 10 and get 10% off your order.
Bush Beard, the small town brand with the big old Canadian heart. Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show.
What's up, Dawg?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Good, nothing much. You, good, no, sorry, lots of stuff.
Did you have a big day?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, you?
Oh, it was all right.
Yeah.
Golfing.
What do we got going on? Yeah, golfing. I worked.
It was a tough day, really.
Yes.
What do we have going on today?
I asked you first.
Oh, Schoolhouse. What is up, guys?
Hey, Dawg and Gus.
Hey.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so happy to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Just to preface, not Schoolhouse Band, Schoolhouse.
Yeah, can we get into that a bit? What do you mean
That's
by
it.
what did you mean?
That's it.
People think you're Schoolhouse Band or what?
Everyone thinks we're Schoolhouse Band because our handle on all the platforms is Schoolhouse Band. We couldn't just get Schoolhouse. But now, on posters and getting introduced, we're the Schoolhouse Band. So
There's a lot of schoolhouses in the world, and we actually just found a schoolhouse pizza in Ottawa the other
Really?
week. So now we're competing. We're
Oh,
not
boy.
competing. We're all together in this, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think that's an open-minded answer for sure. Yeah.
Well, you tell them you don't do folk music and we won't do pizza and we should be fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
we might cross paths though if we ever venture into the condiments industry or even beverages or something.
A
Oh,
little bit of hot honey merch. We've been thinking schoolhouse hot honey merch.
I like that.
okay.
Hot honey is the best. Wing sauce. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Oh, man.
Now I do.
It's absolute money.
Money.
Honey money.
Money.
So where did you guys meet? Like, I know Mitch is from Coburg because we've had that discussion, but are you guys all from Coburg? Are you from Ottawa? Where are you guys from?
Joel and I are from Ottawa. We met years ago playing hockey, but in Barrhaven, that's where we're from. And then we all met up again at University of Ottawa, and that's where we kind of became friends.
That's very cool.
Mostly hanging out. Took us a while to start jamming, but
Yeah.
Once
when
you
that
did,
happened, everything changed.
Yeah.
Schoolhouse.
When did it become kind of like a more serious? Like, obviously you're having fun with it, but when did it become a little bit more serious? Like, when did you sort of start focusing simply on the band and stuff like that?
We moved in after university and then kind of just started making music, and we didn't really have the idea to become a band at the time. We were just like, let's move in and have this jam house where we just jam and make music and whatnot. And then we just kind of started writing some songs, and then all of a sudden we had like a handful of songs and a gig opportunity, so we're like, screw it, let's just go and do it. And didn't have a band name. So took us a couple weeks to find a band name, but then after that, we've kind of been grinding it and taking it fairly seriously since then. That was about 2021, end of 2021. So
Okay,
it's been a
great.
few years now.
That's awesome.
Tell us where the name came from.
Well, so when we decided to move in together, we were trying to find a spot, and we ended up in Carlington. And we thought nothing of the house in particular, but we saw, or I guess our landlord gave us like an old newspaper article that's mentioned that the house was an old schoolhouse, a French schoolhouse in the 1910s. French schoolhouse of the area called Bellevue. Apparently that was the area called name, and we just thought like, oh, that's perfect. Like, we live in the schoolhouse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of
I was a little disappointed when I found that out because I was kind of hoping it was from the cartoon Schoolhouse Rock. Remember that? Or am I just dating myself?
You definitely dated yourself.
I
I don't suspect they.
people
These,
know
these,
I'm old.
these gentlemen don't know what that is.
Yeah, people know
I've
I'm old.
heard it.
But anyway, I was
The
The
excited.
only reason I've heard of that is because when I like look up our name on stuff, it always wants to like autofill it to Schoolhouse Rock. So I'm like, this must be something.
You need to take a look at that video. It's awesome.
But when we were trying to
Cool.
decide, we were asking. I think we asked like our waitress. We were out for dinner, and she's like, "Oh no, don't pick that band name. It sounds too much like school.
School of Rock.
School of
It's
Rock.
like School,
School of
of Rock.
Rock.
Yeah,
True, not school.
True.
yeah.
Similar.
That set us back a little bit, and then we finally came back to it.
We
It was
said-
about a week of back and forth.
Because, you know, with all the experience she has in the music industry, this waitress, you were going to take her. I
Yeah.
see it. I can see that. Yeah.
we try not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
no outside voices, right? It's all about the interior.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could use a bit more of that advice, especially when we're making our songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think of my voice telling you, "Don't worry about it. You sound great. Keep
Here we
going."
go.
That's
Thank you.
How did you guys like? What would you say inspires you guys to write and get kind of musically going?
I'd say it's like for inspiration and coming up with songs, we just like we're together a lot because we live together and we lived together for a few years. So it would just come out naturally. And yeah, we just like be jamming and then, you know, somebody has an idea and we have like too many song ideas, you know, to pick through. But, you know, after a while, some of them stick with you. And yeah, I guess the inspiration's like all over.
Yeah.
Just kind of
a
like,
lot of it just comes from like having fun, like being friends. You know, like when you're jamming, it's like the rest of the world goes away. You're just having a good time, and that's what we've noticed more and more over the past like few months. Like just really honing in on just having fun and getting back to where we started. Just some of the songs that we've written more recently have just been like, let's just sit around and see what comes out, and if nothing comes out, then it's all good. Like we'll try it again later, you know.
Put it on a shelf. And
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of ebbs and flows, I think, individually, but as a group, like when we live together, it'd be like, oh, I haven't written anything in like 4 months, but these guys are writing, and you know, or like it goes back and forth. So when you're not inspired, someone else is, and then you pick up an idea. It's like you let an idea sit for a year or whatever, and yeah, just inspired by whatever happens in our lives, kind of thing. So
Yeah, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
You go, please.
I was
Please,
just
please try.
interested, like, so you guys decided to do an acoustic album, right? Like that was the most recent, the acoustic EP.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, was that just sort of you guys deciding, okay, let's like enjoy it and like, campfire style and sort of go from there? Would that be accurate?
Yeah, that was kind of inspired by like some of our songs were like started out very acoustic, you know? And and then we have two covers on the EP as well. Those were kind of inspired by going like live on TikTok. We go live on TikTok like just us three, kind of similar setup like this, and we just acoustic guitars and banjo, you know. And so we would rip off songs that people would request us, and yeah, we had the idea to put out the two originals, acoustic versions, and then after kind of playing so much like just acoustically us three, we found some songs that really resonated with us and with other people, and we're like, screw it, let's throw these covers on the EP as well. So it's kind of natural. Yeah.
Well, Radiohead is a decent choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one, yeah, definitely resonated with some people. So
yeah,
Well, it's blown up. You have like 83,000 on Spotify alone, right?
It's
That's
just
fantastic.
it's the one person really like that song.
Yeah, they just
83,000
Well, they have to have 83,000 devices to download.
Oh,
it
well,
on.
that's pretty involved.
That's how the analytics.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have an idea for a TikTok thing for you guys.
okay.
yeah.
We're all
You
ears.
ever see Family Guy when Peter is at the drive-through and he asks for something and he gets up, he roundhouse kicks the drive-through and he goes Roadhouse. What the fuck? You got to watch it. It's hilarious. He watched Roadhouse and all of a sudden he's a martial artist and he's going around kicking things and he goes Roadhouse. That would work with Schoolhouse, I think. Just go Schoolhouse.
Did you just make that up?
No, I did not make that up. Look it up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's a roundhouse kick.
Yep, roundhouse kick to something, and then it goes Schoolhouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to bring
Not a
it.
bad idea.
We'll start working on the roundhouse kicks, maybe some
Very
jujitsu.
good. Try and do it
training.
live sometime.
Thank you for
Okay.
playing along. Thank you for playing along.
Yeah,
That
thanks
was-
for
that was-
humoring
that
me.
was great.
I'm getting old.
No, that was good. Actually, it was funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
You know when people say that and then they're not laughing. It's like that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
true.
it sounds exactly like that.
I fucking hate it. Yeah,
And
yeah, we're out of here. Yeah, but so like the cool thing about it, I mean, you've obviously got a great following, and you find that your fans are like crazy loyal, and they come to all your shows, and you see a lot of the same faces. Is that accurate as well?
Probably what we're getting to.
It's
Yeah.
Starting for, and I think a lot of it comes from when we're connecting. Like we're on TikTok live and we're connecting with the audience, and they can chat with us, and we can chat back. I think that's where we're kind of starting that relationship, and then we continue it over the weeks. And I feel like that's where maybe most of our loyal fans, would come from. So we're trying to keep that in mind. Like that's what it's all about. It's just like sharing those like moments with people. That's what people want to do. So yeah, we try and keep that in mind.
There is a small group of fans, like loyal fans, though. So shout out to them. They do
Yeah.
come to the shows, and they travel for
They
some
come
shows.
through, yeah, they travel. They make us bracelets. They've done that. We're not
That's-
Taylor Swift, but people still make us bracelets. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
sure. Yeah.
We
Not
call
Taylor
them
Swift.
schoolmates.
Schoolmates. Oh my gosh. And mine wasn't good. Oh, come on.
I like the Roadhouse thing. We're
Call
gonna
it
do it.
Schoolhouse.
Do it.
I'll do it right now.
It's a bit more athletic than.
Do it
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I've got a good. Like, the box we found in the attic that had a mark like a karate.
Oh yeah, jujitsu outfit.
That's it.
Oh, there you go. See,
I'm
you are. Yeah,
I had a vision. Peter Griffin on his shirt with Schoolhouse.
that's not a bad idea. Actually,
Thank you very much.
I thought you were gonna say when he does roundhouse or whatever, I edit to say schoolhouse, so
Yeah.
it's just like a clip.
There you go.
We just dump
Even
ourselves
better.
in school.
Yeah.
Even better. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of the round and go school.
Hey, run with it, guys. Do what you got to
Do what you got to do. I don't need any credit. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Thanks
we'll
to
print
Dawg.
T-shirts until we get a cease and desist from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Until Seth goes, guys, that's enough. Thanks very much.
Yeah, and if we have that problem, then we did something right. We
Exactly.
sold a lot of T-shirts.
There you go.
What's been your biggest career highlight so far?
Career highlight.
Dang. Oh, I would say Mariposa probably.
Mm.
But there's been a few. But we played Mariposa Folk Festival this summer. And it was really fun, really fulfilling, and just networking and great experience.
Yeah.
We got the hard part of being independent is getting to those bigger opportunities.
Yeah.
Like those festivals, all over Canada, those ones that you dream of playing. So what's cool about Mariposa is they have the local artist submission. So you submit yourself, submit your videos, against others. They select the top 10. So we were selected in the top 10 to go perform in front of the community in Aurelia in this nice church, and people were casting their votes on who they liked, and we were lucky enough to get selected to play the festival.
Nice.
That was a pretty cool process, and then the festival itself, like Dave was saying, it was so fun.
Yeah. It was even more fulfilling because I feel like we earned it too. Like we had to drive to really to try out,
Yeah.
And they treated us well. Like they treat all the artists well, like at the
Yeah.
at the showcase as well, and then also at the festival, obviously. But yeah, it was really fulfilling
Mhm.
for sure.
That's super cool. Love
When-
that.
Yeah, it's awesome. When you guys were at the CMAs, like, did you have time to enjoy the show, or were you busy like pounding flesh and networking there as well?
We were loving it.
Yeah, we
I
were.
feel like, yeah.
We networked. I guess we met you guys there. So
Yeah.
that was a big important task for us that night. So
Yeah, thanks.
That's so the right answer,
yeah. In between meeting, before and after meeting you guys, the rest honestly, I kind of forget what else happened. But
We were loving it though.
Wow.
We a few people that you know of that you don't really get to see too
Mhm.
much. Mikhail Laxton, who I know you guys know, and
Yep.
we were chatting with him a bit
Yeah.
there, and yeah, it was really cool. Unfortunately, Dave didn't get to come.
Yeah. I'm just like nodding along. Like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was great, guys.
He was
we,
working. I think you were working, Dave.
Yeah, I'm always working, so
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough. Yeah.
and, yeah.
Take it off.
Hard to work.
Once we find out when it is, take it off next
Well, they
year,
only
Dave.
the problem is you guys won and Dave wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Did
we
you
had
get
to
to
get
hold
up
the
on
trophy at
stage.
least?
We had to get up on stage.
No, they didn't let me touch it. No.
Yeah. It's bad luck, bro. It's bad luck now. It's like the
choosing an empty glass.
yeah. It's like not winning. You know, it's like when you win the conference championship in hockey,
Yes.
you can't touch the.
No, no.
You know what I mean?
Right. So next season, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
If you have a
We'll get
good
the pucks
season,
in-
Dave, you can touch the trophy.
Yeah.
Bucks and deep.
After we get the pucks in deep, pucks on net,
Pucks on net, boys.
And that's the hockey thing. Yeah.
And
And obviously,
And fourth line grinders,
Yeah, exactly,
forget that
yeah, yeah.
part.
Say if you were to like just kind of write your own story in the next 5 years, where would you like to be in 5 years?
That's the kind of question we need right now. Eh?
big in Japan, probably.
big in
Um,
Japan.
We're currently recording our second album. I was gonna comment on that for like achievements so far in the.
Yeah,
I think like
yeah.
putting out our first album was big too
Yeah.
because it was self-produced at our house ourselves, so that was cool. But yeah, we're currently working on our second album, and that's gonna come out next year sometime. So we're pretty pumped for that. And we think it's some of our best work to date. Like we're really excited on the songs, and so I guess that tackles the first year of 5.
Yeah.
Future.
Maybe we're hoping that
Like dream
with our
big.
best
Like if
work,
it could be
we're like,
like,
okay, this is the album that can maybe take us to all these new people and potentially, just
New heights.
grow the band and
Just reach a wider audience of people that resonate with our music, or network around the province, the country, maybe go overseas. Like that would be really cool. Just
Yeah.
share the music with people and learn from everyone out there, kind of thing.
true.
There's so much to learn. Like every gig you do, or every
Yeah.
Maybe
interview,
the
whatever.
sole income of the band too would be good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
And,
think we're
when you're nominated for a Juno, Dave, take the day off, okay?
Yeah.
I guess maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It depends. Whatever. Juno.
He's just big time in it. That's all he's doing. He's just big.
Yeah, I
time
was
in
just sitting at home, like watching the live feed, pretending I didn't.
He didn't like crowds. He doesn't like crowds, so he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair
it. He
enough.
gets nervous on stages actually, so
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, if we win, I'm gonna be nervous."
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but
I feel like too, like we played Mariposa Folk Festival this year and just had a great experience. And I feel like part of that dream of like expanding and playing more cool opportunities, like the folk festivals and just all over Canada and the States, really. Just something about like those weekend long folk festivals where you're staying over, you're playing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday workshops with different artists and like hanging out with people at the campsite. I feel like that's like us.
We need more of that.
Yeah, we need
it's
more of that.
Yeah.
We're just like having a good time and like sharing it with other people and like that's the kind of stuff we want to do more of.
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Get this big ball rolling. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like a rolling up a snowball. You just start small, get it going.
Snowball effect.
That's kind of
You
what
hear
we're
it?
looking to do.
So
Well-
I think there's a saying for that.
Yeah, something like what you were trying to say, whatever. Well, Gus is a big fan of just like putting it out there, and it's going to happen, right? You got to
Right.
throw it out into the universe, right? So you've done that now. So in 5 years, we'll check in on you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for
There you go.
thanks for showing up, boys.
No, I think manifesting and
Yep, no,
and
he
putting,
agrees.
and putting your dreams out there for like once they're actually something that you can see and it's tangible, and that's kind of something that you visualize, and
Yep.
it all comes together.
He looks
I
at me.
was
He looks
like-
at me every
I
time he
was-
says that.
I was like, Schoolhouse has they've been annoyed by me, but pestering them and trying to get them on the show. But eventually, they're going to give in and come on.
They're going to acquiesce, and it's going to shut these guys up.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Mitch knows. I mean, it's like every time I see him or whoever he sends to do photos for me, he's like, I'm like, tell Mitch he has to come on the show. That's it. Do you have a what like inspirationally, like where does your music come from? Like where does do you collaboratively work together? Do you guys one of you bring something and then you guys kind of work through it? How does that work?
We definitely got a bit of both.
Mhm.
Um,
Always changing.
I think part of the magic that lies within the band is the fact that we can all do it well together. And
Together and separately. Like we could,
yeah,
you know, if somebody has the like a small idea, you can bring it to the band. Be like, I don't know if this is any good, and then all of a sudden, like the minute all three of us get on it or like on the idea, it takes a whole new shape and a whole new form that you could have never got to yourself. You know.
Mhm.
So yeah, so a lot of the songs, come together. Like we'll just be sitting around but the nugget, you know, will come from somewhere, one of us maybe, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it takes on this whole new life as soon as we all sing on it and kind of put our own twist on it.
Cool.
which makes it a lot easier when you're a band compared to like, you know, we've done some like solo stuff, like trying to finish songs and like getting in your own head and worrying about
Yeah.
it. And it's nice to have, you know, your friends be like, no, this is sick, or like, or the opposite, it's not sick. Like,
Yeah.
let's try something else.
It's a lot easier to get to the better idea when you can like bounce it off people, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, especially when you trust the other people's artistic like vision and stuff too. You're like, you know what? That's what I need to hear. It's like, okay. Because if you're by yourself, maybe you'll spend like 3 days like, oh, is this line good or is the idea good? But like, you could get that over in 2 seconds if you just bounce it off people, you know? So that's where it's nice being in a band for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
How would you describe you guys' sound to somebody who's never listened to you before?
Oh.
That's a good one.
Well, our first album we're a blend of folk, rock, pop, and country.
Yeah.
and the second, which is like everything.
Yeah.
But the second album, we're leaning more into the folk kind of country-ish realm. A lot of acoustic instruments. But our main thing, I think, that would be notable would be like we sing a lot together, like in 3-part harmony, and we also take turns on the lead. So like one guy will do lead, and the other two will be on harmony, and then we'll switch it up. So we have that going on.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I would say what we're trying to capture going like with a new project, especially, is like a lot of our magic is when we're in the same room and playing our instruments in the same room together. And with our first album, we didn't really make that a focus of the album. But with these new songs and this new kind of life that we've taken on, like we're trying to capture sitting in the same room. We're sitting around a campfire with our acoustic guitars and you know, just playing and singing like that. So even in our recording process, we're doing more like all three of us playing at the same time, you know, more raw kind of style. It's definitely always like going to be centered around folk, but you know, we dabble in a bit of rock and a bit of country inspiration maybe, and you know, pop stuff too a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, once you bring in that banjo, it's not pop anymore, baby.
That's
It's folk / country, and we love it.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yes, sir. Anytime a banjo gets pulled out, yep, having a good time.
That's it.
There
That's
you
a
go.
power move we've learned. Yeah.
That's it.
We've made that change over the last like just this year even.
Yeah.
got a nice banjo and started to
Nice.
learn a little
mess
bit.
around
We're
with
just
it.
picking away. He's got chops, man.
He's shredder.
Still learning.
Yeah.
Every morning, 6 a.m. he's out there. He's just,
In the
Annoying
morning,
the neighbors.
Ding, 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 ding.
You need 2 of those for that, bud.
I know, but that's the funny inbred thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. Great. You just called them inbred.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, nice.
I did not.
We gotta watch the movie. We still gotta watch the movie.
Oh, my goodness.
Squeal like a pig. Yeah, it's pretty.
got a pretty mouth.
It's a dramatic movie.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it.
What country artists are you guys listening to right now?
Country artists. Well, Dave and I actually were like kind of hired guns in a country sort of band, like a new country band. I feel like that sort of subconsciously inspired maybe some of this new like stuff because we were just
Yeah,
around the industry.
just
for a while.
surrounded by it.
Yeah.
And it's great. Great fun and great music. A lot of talent.
Yeah.
Um,
We were in a
artists. I'm trying to think of artists.
well, we're big fans of Tyler Childers and Zach Bryan,
Yep.
and then some of the more poppy stuff like I don't know, Morgan Wallen is I guess a bit more poppy, but he's still country. We love all that stuff.
Yeah,
Especially
for sure.
the newer stuff, and like when we're playing TikTok live, we're always playing Tyler Childers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta shout out Sturgill Simpson
Sturgill
too.
Simpson, yeah.
Huge
Yeah.
Sturgill fan. I'm
Billy
big on him.
Strings.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Strings.
Billy Strings, yeah.
Yeah.
Lainey Wilson has a really good record.
Oh my God, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
What about one of my new favorites is Zach Top.
Oh, Zach Top.
Yeah.
I love Zach Top. He is
Yeah.
good.
That guy, he's like jack of all trades. You're like, how did you stop this guy? Like, he shreds the guitar, and then he sings like super well, and then he also has his own like flair on it. It's just like, I think he came along at like the perfect time. It's like that's exactly what the industry needed, you know.
He might be AI. Like, it remains to be seen.
Please don't say that.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
That would be terrible.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's just too good. He's too good.
Yeah. It's cool because he was big on TikTok for a while. We'd always see his videos, you know, because he always made like great videos. And then it was basically like only a matter of time before he got like the mainstream attention, and then didn't take long after he got the mainstream attention to just like keep ripping, you know.
Well,
It's pretty cool.
and they're all saying like he's saving country music now, and you know, bringing back the '90s sound, and which I do agree because I've listened to that album many times, and there's a lot of Alan Jackson, George Jones, even Tracy Bird and Tracy Lawrence sounds in that.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, it's such a genius idea to like bring back that sound, you know. But I mean, it's great, but it's funny how thin the line is. Where it's like if you go too far sounding like an old act, like Greta Van Fleet, all of a sudden it goes into like, oh no, you're like a copy, you're not authentic, you know. But you know, it's all gotta be tasteful with it, I guess.
And they're all good. And
yeah,
I'm excited right now with like kind of where pop music is sitting, because it's kind of come away from like all being the same. It's just like everyone's desire or like yearning to hear a bit of everything is kind of like becoming popular, I would say. Like there's, you know, Noah Kahan's on pop radio, and there's some country there. There's like Chapel Roan's unreal. She's killing it. She's got really cool songs. It's just everything.
Yeah, true. Big mixing pot.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing to do.
No.
Yeah. Crossover.
For sure.
Hit him with something.
What was the best advice someone gave you when you were starting as a musician?
As a musician, let me think.
Don't forget your patch cables when you go to play a gig.
You say that, but it's the funniest thing ever. It's like, yeah, I forgot that. I forgot the drummer. I forgot my pedal for my drum. It's like I've heard that the other night.
Yeah,
I was at a show, and he's like, I forgot my. So luckily there was 2 other bands, so it's like you can use mine.
Or bring multiples of things. That's definitely something my dad would have told me at some point. Like, oh, bring like 5 patch cables if you only need like 3. You know, doesn't hurt to have extra. That's what he would have said.
Yeah, that's a good. That's good.
It is good advice.
It is very good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many facets. I'm thinking live. There's also everything else. Like
being like in terms of like being a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like just that if you're not having fun, you know, then don't do it kind of thing. I feel like there's only one way to do music in any way, and it's just if you enjoy it. Like you don't want to be in it for the wrong reasons, like money, and you're not gonna make a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, you gotta get used to that.
Yeah. So there's and so I would say just do what you like and love doing it. And that's kind of what we're doing, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel then it doesn't feel like work, right?
That's it, exactly.
And it comes through in the live performances, right? Like these guys are not just mailing it in; they're having a good time, and then the crowd will feel that, and then they're having a good time with you, and then everybody's having a good time.
Exactly.
Good times all around.
All around.
Good
Good times.
I think, and you see some of their videos and such, and they bring a lot of energy to you. You bring a lot of energy to your shows. Do you feel like you have like alter egos when you're on stage?
I feel like we try to channel what we have when we're sitting around jamming. You know, that's what we always remind ourselves. We're like, hey, let's just go out there and play as if we're playing in our living room. You know, because that's when the stuff is more authentic, and that's how a lot of people have connected to our music. Is they're like, oh, these guys are just jamming in their living room, and it sounds like they think it sounds great, and we're grateful for them to be listening. But yeah, that's what resonates, I think. So we try to channel that, just kind of being ourselves and not being nervous.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot better at that, like from the TikTok live, because it's like you're performing, but you're comfortable performing because there's no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're picturing that when we're on stage, we're kind of like that, and when we're talking to each other and just having a good time, it's like you're not worried about what you're gonna say or like if you're gonna mess up and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we've definitely been trying to just keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Like
find I find we've announced a couple of shows. So we've been up on the stage talking before people come on to play. We can't see 2 feet in front of our faces.
That's true.
So it's pretty, like you could actually be up there and pretend you're in your living room because you really can't see past the lights and
Right.
stuff. So is there
Yeah.
wait, is there anybody else? I see shadows. Is there anybody out there? And you manifest that every time, right? And you guys are having a good time and there's no nerves.
Yeah. I think it would be easier to almost have that mentality in like bigger venues, because like
Right.
in a big venue, you're like, oh, the lights are blind. I can only see like this far in front of me. But in like super small venues, you're like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Those are the more intimidating sometimes. You're like,
People are listening.
if it's
Yeah,
packed
yeah,
and then you
exactly.
can see everybody's face, you're like, oh, dang, like,
Yeah,
or
that would be,
if you're playing during the day or something, you can,
there you go. Yeah.
It's a little more
Right.
intimate, right? Like
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like
That being
almost,
said, the smaller gigs or the packed rooms, the smaller rooms are always the ones where you just like, you feed off the energy. Those are always the best,
Mhm.
In like if you're packed in like the Rainbow in Ottawa with like fully 200 people in there, it feels so much better than playing like outside to 200 people. So much energy in the room.
Yeah.
it's true. Makes sense. And
Yeah.
that's a great venue too. Like that's sort of a lot of history there. So that it must weigh in on your feelings on the stage as well, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We actually have a big show planned there. The Rainbow's 40th anniversary.
Yes, you are.
We are
Playing,
playing a big show on November 30th.
Mhm.
Us and
three other.
3 other acts. So it's a 4-act bill.
Let me fill you in on who they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jade Hilton,
Yes.
Clay Hazy, and May Davis.
There we
Wow.
go.
Ding, ding, ding. You got
We
I
it.
was
haven't even announced it.
I was waiting for Gus to show up here at the studio, so I listened to some of your guys' stuff, and I listened to a little bit of all of these, and I
Mhm.
it's awesome. I love all of it.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll for sure be there.
Sweet. Yeah, the
Did that-
live shows are gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
We should have you guys doing the MCing, like introducing us, and like next up, Jade Hilton.
Oh yeah.
We need someone.
Well, try not to make her sound like a stripper.
Why?
Coming next onto the stage, please welcome.
Back on top. Back on top.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
You go to the Quebec one. Back on top.
Back on top.
Sorry, I don't know anything about strip clubs.
Never been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Naked people in them.
So if you could play any venue on Earth or Mars, where would you play? Probably
I have one.
I have
Other than
one.
Mars.
I have one.
Other than Mars.
We'll say it at the same time. We'll say it at the same
Is it
time.
gonna be so different? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Red Rocks.
Oh,
Red Rocks.
yeah,
Red
Rocks.
Rocks.
Let's go.
We had Red Rocks.
Yeah,
You
glass.
guys are good. Mine's Glastonbury because I always used to
Ooh.
watch videos, and I was like,
True.
my ultimate dream in my life would be to play at a stage where there's like those giant flags flying around. Like that's the most epic thing that, in my opinion, like playing the pyramid stage at like Glastonbury,
There you
like
go.
that's so unfathomably like far out, but
Yeah, but
but like that's like
5-year plan.
that'd be sweet. Yeah.
that's like the epitome of music. It's like you get all people from all nations just like together,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just zoned into whatever's going on, and it's like this universal thing, right?
Yeah.
Red Rocks is pretty epic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
That'd been way cooler if you said Red Rocks.
we would have been on the same
We've been
level.
talking about being together all this whole time. We all go 3, 2, 1, Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
We got
Now,
to-
when
pretty
it
good.
happens and you're playing Red Rocks, I'm coming with you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
Very
got
good.
relatives down in Denver, so like,
you could
it's a-
stay there. You could stay.
Oh,
I could
Great.
arrange. Yeah, you could stay in my. Yeah, I'll just invite you to their place right now.
Very
Hey, Uncle Jerry, guess what? I'm bringing a band to the stage.
He'd be so down.
My uncle is a huge music fan. He would love it.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
would
right
freaking.
on.
Oh my god, he would love it.
We'll just show up and say Dawg sent us.
Exactly. He'll go. Welcome. Come on in.
Yeah.
Want a beer?
Yeah.
That would be my uncle.
Yeah,
Does
sounds
he go
about
to
right.
Red Rocks all the time?
He's been there a few times. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
being
It's a
so close.
sweet venue, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Glastonbury would also be really cool as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
What's your personal favorite song on the current album, the EP, the live one, or sorry, the acoustic
Oh, the
EP?
acoustic EP?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Acoustic.
I really like how Colors came out on it.
Oh, yeah.
EP. Yeah.
We have 4 songs. We have two covers and 2 originals that were part of our first album. Colors is one of the originals.
Yeah.
I might say High and Dry might be my favorite.
Same. I would say high and dry.
It
Yeah.
just it's kind of fun. It's kind of different and putting a twist on a classic tune.
True.
But
Yeah.
we were the idea with that EP, kind of what you're getting at before, was like we have this album 1. Album 2 is a little bit different, more folky, acousticy, and we're trying to lean into that and kind of get this new wave of music out there. So we had that. That's kind of what inspired the acoustic EP portion to kind of give a taste of what's to come. I guess
Bridge the gap
bridge the gap.
between our two albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it will be, it will be up there in energy too. It's kind of like instrumentally similar, but still has its own curve. Like it's not just mellow.
I guess we all have slow songs on our EP.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's more of a chill. Yeah,
On the EP.
yeah,
Yeah.
EP. Sorry, but I really like High and Dry. We've been jamming that song for years. Like just always, a couple guitars and jam that. It's just a tune that like everyone kind of connects with. So
Yeah.
Cool.
It's,
I like that.
it's cool to see that, like, it's cool to, like, because we covered a song and it's a great song, like, it's cool to see how instantly people resonate with it, like, that's always a good metric of if your song is good or not. It's like if you play it for people and they resonate with it, or they come up
Radiohead
to you.
made a
Yeah,
great song. Doesn't matter who plays it. It's gonna be
exactly. So the minute we play it, people are like, oh my God, that was like so good. It's like, thanks. We didn't write it, but like,
Yeah.
it's just a great song. So, it's cool to be able to play a song like that and have people resonate with it. And we put our own twist on it. So, we can give ourselves one morsel of credit.
Well, yeah. Well, you had the balls to actually do it, right?
Yeah, true.
Because Radiohead's a reasonably good band. I mean, like, just kidding, they're awesome. I fucking love them.
Yeah.
we
They're one
try
of
to
the
kid.
best. Yeah.
I saw them in Toronto like last 2 years, how many years ago? 4 years.
Oh,
What are you looking at me? I wasn't there.
It was good though. It was really great to see them, and I'm a huge Radiohead fan. So that is, I love your version because, like you said, we've talked about covers on this show many times, and making it your own is so important with having the integrity of the song not be too far off, right?
Right.
I think.
Mhm.
Is it when you're looking at covers? Are there some songs you're like, no, not going to do that. Not even going to bother to try.
Oh,
I've got a few. that
I'm thinking
huge.
I will never. This is more like songs I'll never learn, like "Sweet Child of Mine." I'm sure I will never learn "Sweet Child of Mine,"
Right.
or like "Living on a Prayer." I'll be like, I can't do it.
Oh,
Right.
that's unfair. I agree with.
Yeah, just overplayed maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Great
just
song.
a little.
Great songs, but
we can't do it justice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Weird Fishes, from In Rainbows, by
Yeah.
Radiohead, but
I don't even know.
I don't know. Maybe Gus knows.
Yeah.
Weird Fishes? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like I'm trying to focus
There's-
on the song, but I just can't.
I got really
In
into
Colors, I
In
know.
Rainbows, and
Yeah.
it's just like totally so different from High and Dry, but
Yeah.
Is it like weird?
it's like weird.
Yeah, it's not like their album that they kind of really let Johnny do what he wanted to do on it. I think 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a very intricate musician.
Or weird.
Oh.
You could use that word instead.
No, he's super he's very intelligent. Like he's like wildly musically intelligent. So
Yes.
even when they're live, he's doing 6 or 7 things on the stage while everybody else is, one guy's just playing bass and one guy's playing the drums, and then the singer is singing, but he's doing 16 things. Like it's wild to watch.
So he's a show off.
He's
That's what I'm hearing.
He's insanely talented.
I'm teasing, man.
Insanely talented.
I'm only doing that because he's a big fan and I'm not. So
Well, just I love their style. I like the way when they play live, they're very, very good. Like they're just like some bands don't translate well live. Like sometimes they make the albums that are very much for the studio, and then they can't really do it outside of it. I don't want to name names, but that is something that I look at when I'm looking at live bands, and you want them to be a little bit raw too, because
Mhm.
you don't want them just to be robotic.
No.
I want to see some action. I want to see some.
You wanna see the band and know they're playing their instruments.
yes.
Like especially nowadays with tracks and stuff. Like, oh man, yeah. Like in the summer. Was it summer? No, sorry. Last year we went to see the 1975, and like they're a wicked band and like a great band. But at times I was like, dang, it sounds like so similar to the record that like I'm like, are they even playing? Like, like I know they are, but I never heard any of that rawness, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's important.
Yeah, yeah. So you gotta. There's a fine line, you know.
It is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think that you connect with the band, with the fans. I mean, that's the point. You know, I
Yeah.
think people like your album, but now we want to see you be yourself too.
So
Mhm.
when you guys are recording, are you conscious of playing live? Because you know a lot of people when they're in the recording studio, they're putting in things that they really can't do live.
Mhm.
So are like you guys like guys, we can't do that because when we play it live, we want it to, you know, we don't want it to be like crazy different
Yeah.
Right.
from what we're actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Fantastic question.
Yeah, I feel
Probably
like
in between.
Because we just came out of a weekend of recording, and we thought a lot about all this stuff.
yeah. I think artistically it's a cool thing to limit yourself. Like, do you guys know the band Royal Blood? They're like a
Yeah.
rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love them.
So like their first album was like just the two of them, and they had to limit themselves to only using, you know, what they could play live, basically. And I think like artistically that's a cool thing to do. Or it's like, well, no, because especially if you're two guys, like that's tough to recreate live. But even for us three, it's like, okay, can we make these sound? You know, it'd be cool to be like, we're only putting stuff in our songs that we can play live. You know, because there's endless possibilities, and you could overload your songs with like a million different layers. But that's certainly something we're taking into account. And I think like it's a good mentality to have. You know, it's like maybe your song doesn't need 18 layers all at once.
Doesn't need more than how you play it live.
Yeah.
If people like the song live,
Yeah.
you should like it in the recording.
Mhm.
We're maybe like in between.
Yeah, I think we're in between.
Yeah.
Not super raw, not overproduced.
Yeah.
Especially this second album is probably a bit more raw, like how we play it live and just keeping it acoustic instruments and stuff.
Mhm.
Not like a lot of synths and drums and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do like 5 harmonies and like put a synth in there as well. And it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now we're like,
like,
I guess we didn't need that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 licks at once.
Yeah.
But it could go both ways because sometimes it creates that difference, like you're saying, where like, or like we're chatting about, where you hear a record and then you see it live and it's like not the same, but it's just good. It's still good, even though it's not the exact same synths and the exact same everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think that like the people that notice those things the most are the three of you, as opposed to somebody who's
Yeah,
just out for the
that's-
show and want to see you guys live, and you may think,
Yeah.
"Oh, fuck, we missed something," but nobody noticed, you know. And that's
Yeah. Exactly.
you know, you're always your own worst critic.
Critic,
right? So,
for sure.
Yeah,
For
it's-
sure. For
But,
sure.
but I get what you're saying. I think that that's a good point for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys, I asked the mayor this question. It was fun. Do you guys have any guilty pleasures, like musically? Like, you know, you listen to what you listen to, but there's that one band that you kind of like, I don't want to tell any- I just don't want to tell anybody I listen to this person.
So
I
please
like
tell
them.
us that. Yeah,
Yes, we
tell us
want
that.
embarrassing.
Guilty.
You think we're going to tell you? No.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're
The
telling
Wiggles.
us.
If you want me to come to your show, you better open up, baby.
He's going.
I have a
I'm going
funny
anyway.
one.
Okay,
That's
go.
pretty far out there. It's really like showing a range of music. But I was good friends with my buddy's a drummer in a pretty big like band, and we were in a band in like grade 7, and we were like a rock band. We made a little CD, and he was big into like metal though and stuff. So he was listening to these like different bands, and one band was called Escape the Fate, which are like this like metal band. Sometimes I go back just for old time's sake and like listen to a tune. I'm like, oh yeah, those were the days. Grade 7, like bumping like
Metal.
yeah, metal.
Metalhead.
Yeah.
Metalhead.
And
So
now you're the opposite.
yeah, now I'm in a folk band, which is I mean the right choice for me. But yeah, it's definitely fun to. I would say they're kind of a guilty pleasure sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, getting into that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have the most vanilla taste in music, probably. Just nothing special there. I don't have any guilty pleasures.
Honestly,
Nah,
you
that's
can't miss
bullshit.
He's
the class.
hiding shit.
So-
Yeah.
He's in his room listening
Madonna.
to like yeah.
It's just screamo.
Yeah.
Wiggles was good. Wiggles was good. I like the Wiggles.
Wiggles, I
Wiggles.
don't actually really enjoy the Wiggles. I mean, yeah, they got
Fruit salad?
They got hits. Okay, fruit salad. Yeah.
I've heard that recently. I have young kids, so yeah.
I was
hear
gonna
it.
say you must have
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
youngins.
Still going strong.
Yummy,
eh?
yummy. Yeah.
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 Never
We should
dies.
cover that. We should do a cover.
Did you know?
We should.
Was it Tame Impala did Wiggles or Wiggles did Tame?
Tame Impala did the Wiggles.
Yeah.
No, the Wiggles did Tame Impala.
Wiggles did
Yeah.
Tame.
Yeah.
And he brought
That's
the-
pretty good.
I love
Yeah.
Tame Impala too. That's such a
Yeah.
If the Wiggles can do a song and it's good, hey,
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah,
they're all very
listen, they're talented musicians. They just
very good.
they
Yeah.
know their niche and they stick to it.
Seriously. Yeah.
They make
And it's,
zillions
Smart
of
move.
dollars because of
Yeah.
it. You know.
Businessman, yeah.
Yeah.
there's a
You-
need
you
for it,
guys-
so why not?
Do you guys have your guilty pleasures?
I tell the story of one. Mine's
Many.
hey,
Many.
He's got many. I've got. It's a group called OXO, and they came out in the '80s, and every song on it is just poppy, saccharine, sugary crap, and I love it. So every once in a while, I pull the album out and I play it. Like
Yeah,
the
That's
big
sweet.
Whirly Girl's their big song.
I
It's
like
just
playing Vogue by Madonna.
Whirly Girl.
Vogue.
Vogue.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it gets me going.
Madonna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my musical taste is very different in many ways. I love metal, but I also love 90s hip hop. So I'll have like 1 second I'll have Nas playing, and then the next second I'll be into Rammstein or
And
something.
he means that the next second because he doesn't listen to a full song.
That's not true. That's not
Oh,
true.
yeah?
I listen to full albums.
I have yet to see this.
But that's because we don't hang out all the time.
Driving to Montreal, I got your extended remix of one song with
It was
75 different
It was
songs.
sick though, eh?
No,
Sick.
no, it's not.
Great 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Just we got him going.
Another little guilty pleasure I find is like bluegrass. If you're in the tune for or in the mood for like clipping along at like a little hillbilly pace a little bit, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
bump some classic Rocky Top or something.
Oh, nice.
Good choice. I like that.
Yeah.
Little Earl and Scruggs.
Earl and Scruggs.
Yes,
It's
sir.
classic.
I love Waylon Jennings. That's like
He's not really bluegrass.
No, but I like Waylon Jennings.
I know you do. I like Merle Haggard. So
I like Waylon, man.
Yeah.
This gets
Yeah.
me fired up.
yeah, the bluegrass is fun. You know,
And Dolly. I actually listened to Dolly Parton recently, and I was like, she's super talented. You just sort of forget about it, you know?
no, you don't.
No.
She's awesome.
Such a
You know,
Never forget.
okay,
Never
this might be a
forgot.
hot take.
she was a
Hot
hot.
take. Hot
I
take.
take
Might be a hot take. I heard a more recent song from Dolly. Her voice kind of sounds like
With Post Malone.
was it with Post Malone?
Yeah,
It might have been.
Cheap
Really.
Trick,
Yeah, it might have been. Anyways, her voice these days sounds a lot like Greta, the guy from Greta's voice. Certain notes, the way it's like processed, I'm like, is that the guy from Greta? I'm like, no, it's Dolly. I don't know. Maybe I was like
That
too
is a
tired. I
hot
don't know.
take.
That's
We're gonna
funny.
have to listen around.
It's a hot take.
I wonder if he'd like that association better than the one with Led Zeppelin. Hey, buddy, you
Yeah.
sound like Zeppelin. No, actually, you sound like Dolly Parton.
He doesn't. They don't. I don't think they
He's
sound like
I'm actually doing
Zeppelin.
my best Dolly on stage.
There you go.
Like
That's his
another
number
hot
one.
take is Greta doesn't. They don't sound like Led Zeppelin.
I never said they did.
Because who sounds like Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they're the shit.
Maybe I would say early Greta sounds a little bit more like Led Zeppelin than their later stuff. I find they've gotten more prog a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah.
On their newer stuff, but
I wonder if that was on
Yeah.
purpose.
Well, probably because they were tired of the association
Why
Yeah.
to the best rock band in the world.
Yeah, like how do you get tired of that association?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them?
We would love to have them on the show. If,
Get them on the
Greta,
show.
yeah.
They're
Oh,
just
this-
they're ignoring our
this
calls.
Greta hasn't
Oh, wow.
answered. Greta
Greta.
hasn't answered in a while.
Good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What would you like? Have you guys ever thought about quitting music, or is it just a part of you?
no, yeah, I don't think. I think sometimes I play the guitar. I'm like, damn, I wish I could just like play this for even when I'm dead. You know, like I gotta miss this part. You know,
Yeah, it's like your best friend almost, right?
yeah,
We're not quite at a point where like it's like too much. Like we're still like we all having fun with it, and like it's an escape from everything else. So it's like it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And not that I would say like it would ever become a bad thing, but we're definitely at a point of like, yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Sometimes I walk into like a bar, and there's like a band of like older guys on stage, and I'm like, that'll be me when I'm that age. I'm gonna be ripping the you know, just
Yeah.
that'll be the thing to do when
It'll
we're
be-
retired.
Ripping Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
He'll be ripping Living on a Prayer. just
But
like-
not Sweet Child of
Sweet Child of
Mine.
Mine, I'm saying it's coming.
If I'm playing Sweet Child of Mine, something's happened to me,
Yeah,
and I've been abducted or something.
It's not
Please
me. It's
send help.
AI.
it's AI.
It's AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Please send help.
Exactly. Yeah.
Please save us. Yeah, we're gonna hear a "Sweet Child of Mine" with this like totally on a banjo. It's gonna be awesome.
I was
That
gonna
would
say
be
make up a
cool.
band show.
It could work.
Banjo
maybe
and
I'll-
steel
maybe-
guitar.
Yeah, maybe
Don't
we can
do
make
it.
an exception.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do
Don't
it. Banjo and steel guitar. Do it.
Oh, that I like, but don't do that song on the banjo. Sweet Child
Right.
of Mine, please.
Right.
Come on.
It's not even the
It'll be
best
like-
Guns N' Roses song. Like,
No, it's not.
Like,
But I mean,
like,
still, it's one of their most popular ones.
I know, but that's because people are dumb, you know. Sometimes.
That's it.
It'll be like the have you seen the Thunderstruck version where they do it
Yes,
with the
I do like
banjo?
that. That's
Yes.
the farmers are all doing it. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's so authentic and because the one guy's like on a tractor or something.
Yeah, they're hitting the hood of the tractor with something.
Yeah. And they're ripping too. They're incredible at their instruments too. So
Are they in like Sweden or something? Or
oh yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
Scandinavian legends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, guilty pleasure. The parcels. I'm down with that.
The parcels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like
Oh,
parcels.
Yeah.
Huh?
Remember Jason Jack Nunes?
Yes,
He
yeah.
got me onto that. Much.
Well, yeah, I remember him talking about them.
Yeah. He's a great producer, by the way. If you ever get to work with him.
Yep.
Yeah. Was there do you think that people take different things away from your songs, like how they kind of interpret what you're trying to say in your song, and you get told something different? Does that come up ever in your career so far?
I feel like from the message standpoint, less so. But one thing that I've learned from playing your songs is that everybody connects with something different. I really like the way you played this part, and it's like, really, I never really thought about that, but I'm glad you like it, or I like how you guys did this, and it's something you never would have thought somebody would have picked apart and liked, but they're like, yeah, this harmony you did was great. It's like, oh, it's just like the harmony,
Yeah.
or something.
True. Or sometimes when we have a very strong message, and you think this is the one way that it will be interpreted, and then someone will say, I didn't interpret it that way. I interpreted that another way.
Yeah.
True.
Which is crazy because we think it has such a strong, straightforward message in our mind. And of course, it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we have too many hidden messages or anything in the lyrics.
Yeah. I think that's just a quality of music in general. It's no matter what you do, everyone's going to interpret it differently somehow.
Mhm.
And you think you got it, yeah, we all got the vision, we know what it's about. And then one of your best friends who's also a musician is like, this is such a sad tune. And you're like, oh yeah, we didn't really write it as that.
Yeah,
but
sad
it just brings something out of them, and they're like, oh, that makes me sad,
Yeah.
And just different for everyone, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah. So when you guys go out to shows to check out a show, are you there as fans, or are you kind of are you there as musicians?
I feel like I'm always there as a fan. I'm still oh, these guys are sick. Or they come off stage, you're kind of starstruck still, oh, you were just on stage though, and that was sweet, I do look at their gear a little bit,
Yeah, I'm now I think about
all the
aspects.
Yeah.
I think I do a bit of that too. Maybe a bit too much.
True.
Yeah.
Looking at the gear, the setup.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing that.
True,
Oh,
true.
this is their set list too. I think about the.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it's just, I guess, with reps, you kind of your perspective changes. You see the same room for years and years, and eventually it's a completely different room.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
interprets things differently, but also I think if you were to look at somebody on stage as a guitarist and you're a huge fan, you would probably want to take something from that, right? And even though you're a musician, you're a fan, musically you want to learn more too. I think
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is inspiring, because a lot of times you go see someone you like them for a reason,
Yeah.
and you say oh, they did this well, they did we really like this, and you can often find inspiration in that, how you can apply it to your own
Always getting better.
practice, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Do you
Always
guys?
improving.
Yeah, always improving. That's you can't stop.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep up with the rest of the folk type? I don't know what's the word I'm looking for in this city, because we just talked to Soul Dive last week, and they're folky as well. So I think you guys would really like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to you guys say, hey man, let's go and check out this band. They're kind of a folk band. Let's go check them out.
We try to. I
Yeah.
feel like we online helps to keep connected. We see bands all the time, that are
A few times at Irene's,
yeah.
Mhm.
folk Sundays,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but probably not as much as we should, really.
Yeah.
I think there's so much good new music.
And a lot of time we're together, we're working on stuff,
Yeah.
there's
Free
so
time
much
and
to
stuff.
do. Yeah, as an artist in a band,
Mm-hmm.
that when we're together, it's okay, we've got to capture these moments. Or we should,
Yeah.
be,
We gotta be productive.
yeah.
Kind
So-
of in the grind era of being productive. I think,
Mhm.
right now,
Yeah.
all the times.
Yeah.
It is a really important thing though, is like still exposing that side of like, oh, going to see other bands and connect with other bands, network a bit, learn from someone, like just chat. And
Yeah.
we should do it more. Our drummer's really good at that. He's more like in the know about what's going on in Ottawa. He goes to shows of different styles and he's like inviting us to stuff. And so that's good.
We've always enjoyed it. Like when we actually do it, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But I think it's like
We need to get out there.
when you have so much on your list, it's like
Yeah.
we're not. I guess
Yeah.
it's hard. I guess for us.
Right, makes sense.
I feel like with Ottawa bands in general, we kind of know. Like we're not out of touch, you know, by any means. But like you said, like the folk Sunday night review. Have you guys ever seen that on Sunday nights at Irene's? It's called the Sunday Night Review, and it's like this. It's like an old school folk.
CA and Sunny.
Yeah,
and Sunny.
and some others.
Few others.
5 of them
Yeah.
every time, and it's just like such a cool atmosphere and experience.
Mhm.
It's every Sunday night, and they like auction off prizes, kind of like
Yeah.
auction. It's just like a giveaway if you can guess the right color.
They send a
That's really
disposable camera
Yeah.
around the room so people just take photos in the audience.
Yeah,
Oh,
They have
that's
a
awesome.
guest every week.
yeah.
When we went, it was Meredith Moon, who's the daughter of
Cool.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah,
So we got to
Wow.
see Gordon Lightfoot's daughter play and just absolutely crush clawhammer banjo. Beautiful songs and just super cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I
would
love
highly
it.
recommend.
I love how Ottawa's changed so much in the music. I think you guys are probably seeing the best part of it because it seems like Ottawa's such a great music city now because of all of the changes that have come and the appetite for it too. Like I think there's just a lot more out there for everybody to see. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with social media and stuff too, it's like you used to have to be in the big cities to like make it work, you know?
Yeah.
But now you could be anywhere, and so, you know, Ottawa's definitely thriving, and I think too, like it's helping get more venues in Ottawa too. Like we almost lost the Rainbow like 3 years ago, right? Or something, which is
Almost
if
did,
we hadn't
yeah.
lost the Rainbow, we wouldn't have had anywhere to play. Last year we played it 3 times, and we're about to play it for a 4th time in 2 years. So I think if we lost the Rainbow, we'd have nowhere to play. So
Yeah.
thank God that somebody saved it, because I feel like they're super busy now.
Yeah.
And
They put a lot of money
hopefully
into it
more-
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully more venues keep opening up. I know there's a few on the way, but yeah, definitely a bigger scene.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that Old Mike has been doing.
Yep.
Like we just recently, pretty recently came in touch with them. I guess last year, and just seeing all the opportunities that they're given to
Mhm.
to young developing artists. It's been really great to be in touch with them and be a part of those. That's been really, really nice.
It's great. Yeah.
Well, we have a deep reservoir of talent in this city, and it doesn't matter what genre you can find it. You want hardcore skater punk, you can find it. We can
punk.
Yeah, man. We can find like Soul Thief is huge, man. They're blowing up, and they're just like so heavy that they're so much fun. But I mean, then there's Hughes guys, there's Soul Dive, there's like all these these solo artists, and the more we talk to people, the more we're learning about other people. Like we talked to Emma Lamontagne, and then we talked about she talked about Sue Hansen, with she's been around forever. But she's awesome.
But again, these people are getting their opportunities now because they've been around for a little bit,
actually.
And then also the younger musicians such as these guys that are really kind of bringing some more tasteful style to the different areas of genres that we have in Ottawa. For
They're
sure.
bringing the banjo. That's the coolest.
You
part.
got to ask the question, bro.
I'm going to ask the question. Yeah, I won this morning, but I don't think I'm going to get anywhere close tonight.
Well, you may not. We may not know that.
I think I'm going to lose. Anyway, every show, guys, we ask the same question. We've asked it since the very first one we did with an artist. We've excluded the 70s and 60s from this question because everybody loves those.
And the 2000s. For
Yeah.
You guys.
So you've got to choose a decade of music. It's either the 80s or the 90s. Go.
Dang, that's tough.
You have 1 minute.
That is a good. Honestly, props to you guys for cutting out the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
The 70s is like.
Well, it's pretty
unfair.
generic that everybody's down with those, right? Like those are
Yeah.
the two that.
Yeah, I'd be down.
We didn't want to make it easy, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the 90s just like, isn't 91 like one of the greatest years in like music? Because like
Yes.
the Chili Peppers, like Nirvana, Metallica, all of those
Pearl
like
Jam, Soundgarden,
yeah, Pearl Jam,
Alice in
yeah.
Chains,
Don't get them
Huge
started.
year, you know.
Sublime.
monumental year.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was great.
But
No,
then the
that was in
80s
8 weeks, man. That was 8 weeks. They
Oh,
all got released at the
And
same
then
Yeah.
crap for the rest of the century, the rest of the decade.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so maybe
Joking.
Yeah.
what about like 80 to 91? Okay, or maybe
Yeah.
81 to 91?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
No,
think
pick one.
I would say like I love the 90s, and I grew up in the 90s. Well, no, I grew up in the 2000s, but I was born in the 90s, so it's kind of like I should say 90s, but I'm gonna say 80s.
Me too. I'm gonna say 80s.
More influential, like gated reverb and all kinds of cool stuff. Peter Gabriel was doing all kinds of cool
Yeah.
stuff.
I would probably say the same too.
Sticks out in my mind a bit more.
The 80s
Yeah.
really sweet.
There was
I don't know.
a lot going on.
What?
There's some good rock, you know.
Okay, let's
You
cut.
guys
I'm
disagree.
heartbroken here.
Let's cut it
You
off
guys
before they
do.
change their minds.
No,
No, wait,
they
it's
won't change
90s,
that.
90s.
No.
No,
Oh,
we
no,
were-
Dog,
I mean, like-
so Dog's 80s, I'm 90s. That's why we asked the question. I mean, so he's
Oh,
like, yeah,
that's a good one.
Oh shit.
yeah, 9.
Oh,
so
Dog.
thanks a lot, guys, for coming.
Yeah. No, we both love certain aspects of both. Like I'm a big '90s country. I love the '90s country, and
True, yeah.
he loves his '80s stuff too. Don't let him kid
The
you.
synth 80s, I love, like
Yeah.
the Depeche Modes and
Yeah,
even
he loves all
even
that stuff.
They were 90s too, but like like the
Joy Division
Divisions,
and New
Mhm.
Order and stuff like
I
that.
was all
Yeah.
down. I was down with all that. But I'm a big 90s guy. I like the 90s hip hop. I was down with the grunge era. I was a big fan of all of it. So
Yep.
Yeah, 90s got a lot, eh? Jeez.
Yeah.
yeah, not a, like you said, 91. I mean,
Honestly, there's no
maybe
wrong
the
answer.
the greatest year of music ever. But don't
Yeah.
go back.
No,
on
don't
your
don't
question,
don't go
I
back
don't
on
have
your.
to sell them on it.
I think Joel's 90s. He's just like he's
Yeah,
not
he's just
shooting
fucking
people
around.
now.
I'm saying 80 just because it's closer to the 70s. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, song that you know,
Fair
listen
enough.
to.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
kinda
Well,
fun.
we'll give you that, I guess.
All right,
Well, gents, thank you so much. When's the show? November
30th,
You know, November 30.
30th at the
30th.
Rainbow.
with the Rainbow.
Saturday, big
Yeah.
show.
We got
Yeah.
some new music coming out soon next month. So yeah, stay
Yeah.
tuned for that as
That's
well.
It'll be
awesome.
out just before the show.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll share it all.
Well, we'll
together.
keep an ear out for the new music. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're excited
Hang
for it.
on.
Thank you guys. We appreciate your time and
Hey,
Thank you guys for your
Yeah.
time.
yes.
Thanks for having us.
yeah.
Questions. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus.